Good afternoon and welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Steve Wietrecki and Colleen Farrell, Aubrey Holmes. They are all with Klavyio. Thank you so much for joining us at market site. Now, Steve, let's start with you. Klavyio might not be familiar to our viewers. Tell us about the company and your role there.
Great. Klavyio is the owned marketing growth company. We help customers better communicate with their customers and their partners using their own marketing channels, such as their website, email communications, and mobile apps. That's in contrast to paid search and other such mechanisms that they've grown dependent on and can't get as much growth out of. My role, I am the Chief Revenue Officer. I head go-to-market. That encompasses marketing, sales, and our finance team.
All right. Now, you recently partnered with Nasdaq Private Market on your first tender offer. Why do a tender offer?
It was important for us to be able to give back to our employees. We're on a path to grow a substantial business, at least we hope we are. And in the meantime, it's great as everyday activities throw curves at folks and to be able to give people the chance to realize something for the value that they've created and not just wait out for an IPO in the end. So it was a great opportunity.
All right, so Colleen, let's learn more about you and your role. Why did you decide to participate in the tender, and how does it impact you?
Sure. So I'm one of the team leads along with Aubrey on the support team. And then over the last 6 months, I also help onboard probably about 70% of the company. So everybody starts on the support team, which has been pretty great. And for the tender, it's just completely helped me. I decided to participate because something that I knew that I really wanted to pay off was my student loans. And this afforded me the opportunity to do that with a little extra wiggle room for personal expenses. I also bought a Klavyio colored green Vespa, so using that to drive to and from work. But really it was just, I'm incredibly grateful because I thought it would take me about another decade and a half to pay off my student loans, and the tender allowed me to do that.
That's amazing. And Aubrey, same thing with you. We'll learn more about your role, similar role as Colleen. Why did you decide to participate in the tender, and how does that impact you? And as an employee, what benefit do you see participating in a tender offer?
Yeah, it happened to be the perfect time for me. At the time of the tender, I was having student loans, kind of a burden. One of those things I thought was a life tax I'd be paying for the rest of my life. I also had just got married and bought a house, so participating in the tender kind of helped me out, take care of some of those other expenses that I had, give me some financial freedom at the time. It was super important too at the company. You know, Klavyio is a company that certainly invests in its people, so that was super impactful to me.
Yeah, that's encouraging when a company values its employees that much. Steve, let's wrap up with you. What are the benefits of working with Nasdaq Private Market?
It was great not to have to worry about the back end and have everything taken care of. To be able to really focus on making sure the employees understood what they could get from the tender rather than all the mechanisms in the back end. In my experience in finance has taught me that often you get distracted by what you need to take care of in the back end and you forget about the folks on the front end, and having Nasdaq be able to take care of all of that and make it a seamless experience was fantastic.
All right, Steve, Colleen, Aubrey, thanks so much for joining us at Market Site. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.